and picking TA into the Alchemist. But as we see the heroes being picked up, it seems like the Queen of Pain will be offlane this time. So maybe they won't be able to be as aggressive and maybe spend some time to help them.
And it also could be something when Navi, they might end up running an aggro lane down there. But it does look like Dichira headed out top, and with that, let's get around to some introductions. We've got Art Style on that Bane. Tusk being rocked up by Seneko, who places the exact same ward. Yep. Exact same ward, making sure that Dendi on that Templar Assassin will be rotated in on. Dicha Ra, as we talked about, playing up on that Clinks, and of course Queen of Pain then left on Axmo.
And for start, we'll have Boogie on the Gyrocopter, Felix on the Rubik, Nymphy again on that Alchemist, Sia on the Dazzle, and Trixie on Clockwork in the offlane.
Yeah, it did feel like all of the lanes, Trixie's maybe didn't go the worst. Maybe he can do it again this time, but I feel like Clockwork has the exact same problem with Dicha Ra. Maybe you can get a cogs push on him and hope for something there, but it is not... It's not an easy lane.
It's not an easy lane, but when you hit your 6, you can certainly kill the Clinks if there is nobody around, and you can make up for the disadvantage you had during the lane.
Yeah. So, Sim saving graces, and oh goodness, it looks like they're going to go for it again. Navi, they have everybody gathered up at top rune, and will we be seeing another 4-man snowball coming out of Seneko? They put up the cogs, but I think those cogs are up way too early. There's no way they can secure this rune, because the cogs are thrown so early, and they actually need to back out. They should be sending the Alk to bottom rune immediately, but, I mean, I think they're going to get it first. Axmo! Oh goodness. At least they did not end up dying, but I feel like this is already a big win for Navi.
Yeah, I think Boogie's gonna be... Oh no, he levels up Blink.
Not what you expect, first level from a Quap, but she is going to make sure that she is the one in possession of that, and this is rough. Once again, Nemphy not starting with the immediate bottle, and Dendi just outlaws hitting him, doesn't care too much about that acid spray. Nemphy actually went for no Greevil's Greed in an attempt to kind of force Dendi out of lane more, but he's tickled, he's fine.
Yeah, and he's able, the Queen of Pain is able to afford a Null Talisman right away. Even with our double region because of the rune, that's going to be big. She has 13 more auto attack damage than this Gyrocopter. This is going to be rough to last hit.
So we've got Boogie taking a lot of harassment on the bottom lane. This lane, I think, painful, not as painful as the last, but there's a lot of harass that comes out of a Bane, and he's a surprisingly tanky hero because of that brain sap. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Boogie not be getting too much farm in this game as well, but he's got some nice backup from the Dazzle, so shouldn't be too much aggression.
Yeah, I think unless they're either really out of position, there's not much Radiant can do because they really rely on the heal bomb and lift, as maybe they'll get caught.
So, looks like we're seeing a lot of damage being done onto Oddstyle. There's the lift. They need to use the Nightmare on the Gyrocopter. They managed to transfer it off and get first kill onto the Bane, but unfortunately not first blood going into Boogie. Because of that, Nightmare couldn't get the Rocket Barrage out, so...
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of stuff, that was pretty greedy to go for the camp. Maybe they don't seem to have a ward in the bottom, so they're really going in blind when they try to do stuff like that.
And Dendi, I think, gonna be bottle crowing. It looks like he's got his bottle and his boots back out on the way, and it's something where his team is being really diligent about camping the runes, so he did not, in fact, get the bounty on the Alk. So again, I mean, normally you're happy to get a DD, but not as an alchemist. There's only one rune you want every time.
Yeah, he's having a rough time.
Better than last game, I would say.
It's 8 to 15. There's definitely been worse, and you're still alchemist, so you can catch up.
So in this bottom lane, I think there's definitely more kill potential coming out of Stark, but there's a lot of ways to disengage. Obviously, the Blink and the Nightmare being the two easy spells of stopping people. I'm going. Do you think that they still can catch people out of position? I say as Bane once again going to contest the pull. Very ballsy. They have the slow coming out. Immediately goes for the nightmare, but is already taking quite a bit of the rocket barrage. It is transferred over. Valix is in position. There's going to be an ice shot. Can it split them? It does, and the snowball gets them over the side, but the rocket coming from downtown as well. Missile helping out. Shallow Grave and Boogie. Maybe he'll finally get someone. He's even going to go for Axmo, doing some more work. I think Axmo gets the kill there. And with no Fade Bolt up on Valix, they didn't get the Tusk either. So kind of splitting who they wanted to go on, not paying off for the lineup of stock.
Yeah, that was the sort of same scenario. Art style was being aggressive, which allowed Clark to get a kill on this one. I don't think that's really worth it, but at least it forced out a rotation, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. It'll make the lane a little bit easier for Clockwork and also ease up on mid. It's something where I feel like this Alchemist is really vulnerable if the Tusk decides to rotate. We're already seeing that Seneko knows how to play this hero, puts ice shards always in the perfect position, and you have to be a little bit scared as a Alchemist. You're a very weak hero.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's got the invis. I think he's gonna try to sleep him in and go on him about that, or at least
I think that he needs a little bit of help, obviously, to do this, and Memphi is just walking all the way home.
I think he knows.
Yeah. It's unfortunate he's going to miss out on a lot of experience there, but as you said, has also wasted some of the Bane's time. I think, though, obviously, Dendi is the clear winner here.
Yeah, again, he's going to have really fast Roshan on the part of Dire. Yeah. But they might actually... I think that's going to be the big Clockwork time. Try to prevent that timing.
I did not think of this, but you can earn quite a bit of gold if you can actually see the TA traps.
Isn't it 1 gold?
Yes, but with Alchemist.
Oh.
He just killed 2. Gets himself some gold extra. Since they're
really?
actually gold giving.
That?
Yeah, I mean...
I did not know that.
It does. I mean, I think it makes sense because there are, 5 max on the field early game? I mean, I guess 11 later. Oh, Stalk, actually. Boogie taking a lot of damage. They've already used the Shadow Strike, and she doesn't want to blink aggressively into that because she could take a lot of Rocket Barrage damage. But Dendi being stunned up, having his Refraction Charge popped off, again, I don't think he minds. He's just going to Bottle Crow it off. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to be perfectly fine in this mid lane for a long while.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of keeping alt style really low. Part of that was when he stalked out Nemphi, but also this constant pulling is denying him some farm. I mean, the Queen of Pain has been alone mostly. You'd kind of expect her to be maybe already level 6, but instead only level 5, although she is having a grand old time. And up top, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of an engagement. Seneko gonna walk away, never mind.
He did get his first bounty rune this time.
Yeah, it's always a nice thing for him to have. So who do you think out of these lineups has the better late game? Like, if we have to go late, if they actually manage to make it out, I'd kind of in favor. Oh goodness, we're going to be seeing a lot of damage going out onto Odd Style, actually. Big heal bomb, but the Sonic Wave, the Shallow Grave as well. And Boogie's thinking about going in for this. He's actually salving up. Can they catch out Odd Style easily? Don't even need the Rocket Barrage. Dazzle will be getting that kill all by himself, and Axmo blinking away. At the same time, in mid, we've got a snowball onto Nemphi. He manages to stun both. He's running, bring around the Rosie on the tower, but that doesn't work against a ranged hero, and he's going to go down to Dendi. Wouldn't have worked either way since Dendi had that haste.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, this is the kind of counter-aggression that should have happened in the game 1 from start, but that was well played. They didn't panic and had a good reaction, get the kill. I just thought level 6 would be so huge for the Queen of Pain, but it hasn't been at all.
Yeah, I think the first time you blow the ult, I'm actually really glad she used it early. Just, I don't think she was expecting the Shallow Grave, but Dazzle was definitely expecting the Sonic Wave, so.
Yeah. Oh boy, top. Juxie falls.
Yeah, and I missed that because they're giving it a bit of a go on the Queen of Pain. Oh, not the Queen of Pain, on the Bane, but should have an easy way out of there. Up top, the Queen of Pain actually rotated. So, and now we've got Tusk headed down bottom. I feel like the game plan for Stalk, maybe just again out trying to get some farm any way he can. Oh, Attack it, Elk. Oh, if he attacks it, maybe Dendi brings some hurt to him. He's going to throw an unstable concoction at Dendi, but Quap blinks in, throws down the acid. Shallow Grave, is it going to come out? Oh, he's actually holding it for a really long time, and they managed to get the pick on Queen of Pain because of it. A really nice play there, and now Dazzle can help heal up the Alk some more. So, a nice turnaround, but does feel like... I mean, I'm worried about how you deal with a Templar Assassin and a Clinks when your only carry is a Gyro, a hero who doesn't get a lot of physical damage until quite late into the game. And then also this Alchemist who, if you play him the Radiance Alk way, he doesn't actually team fight.
Yeah.
Oh, and Quap is going to be here going in on Boogie. Drops the cooldown, needs a little bit of help as well, and is Quap going to go down for a second time? 2 more auto attacks would do it. Not quite able to. Can the next flat cannon? The Rocket has got it. Dendi going to come in and clean up Boogie, but another 2 for 1. And Stalk ahead in kill score. I don't think we were expecting that.
Yeah, the game doesn't feel much different, but I feel this is all in Start playing like much more responsible and controlled laning phase. Like they're definitely more disciplined game when it's and paying off for them.
Yeah, maybe just a bit shaken. Maybe it was their warm-up game of the day. You never know. Get home from work, suddenly dive into Dota, and just not feeling it. So this game feeling much better. And Templar Assassin, again, probably just going to work on Desolator than Blink, but also might have some help if she can get in on this stack action. And Nemphy, not really with a good way to deter her. They do have a point up in that Poison Touch, so they can try to work in on her refractions. There's going to be a rocket coming down. They've got the lift onto Dendi. The Unstable Concoction as well, but here comes Odd Style and the hook shot off the miss. Odd Style should be able to stop a lot of this aggression. Can they catch up to him, though? He's thinking about walking back in, and Trixie actually decides to Cogs block him out. Sonic Wave as well, and Trixie goes down. We've now got Rubik taking a fall in the back lines because DQ Raw, he has arrived, and let's see what else they can do. And 2 sentries right next to each other? It's not the best.
Yeah, that's a bit of the panic move there, but they were basically put at the same exact second, so it wasn't like just 2 people just dropping him. Yeah, that felt like could have been really costly by Navi, but they just missed the hook there.
Yeah, I agree. The hook missing meant that the fight took just a little bit too long, and since there are tier 1s here and here, it just allows Navi's allies to come in. And as the stats pointed out, Stalk has not been winning games lately. They haven't been doing too hot. Navi hasn't either, but I think Navi has a better record than that. And I do wonder if that affects morale at all. But either way, we're going to have a nice little missile coming down to the bottom lane. I think a tower in favor of Navi.
Yeah, they're going to start engaging in their power phase. I think Clunction, he already has the medallion up. And Dendi shouldn't be too far away from that Desolator. That's going to be the moment. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the Dark lineup.
Yeah, it does feel like there's a really easy, nice game plan for Navi, while I feel like Stalks was meant to get a lot of farm on the Gyro and the Alk, and since that hasn't come to fruition, they're now playing this game from behind in a bit of a rough spot.
The Alchemist has picked up a Vitality booster, so it seems maybe he's going for a Vanguard? Or just casual Vitality booster, I don't know.
He may be deciding for the casual Vitality booster, understanding that Dendi is very close to that Deso and just doesn't want to have to run headlong into it over and over.
So he's definitely not as confident into going Radiance first time.
I don't think it's a bad item at all. It certainly accelerates your farm and so on. It just feels very greedy, and this game, they have to find a good way to be able to defend their towers, and at least if the Alk is alive for a bit longer, maybe they can get something done. So, nice D-Ward coming out of OKC. Do you feel like, again, obviously I feel like Boogie, Sanj, and Yasha, always a good pickup here. For Clinks, though, do you think this is an Orchid game, just because of how squishy a lot of these heroes on Stalk are?
Perhaps. Usually I think Desolator is the best choice, but since TA is already gonna go for that, don't want it to overlap. Maybe he's gonna go for the Solar Crest immediately. But I don't know, there's a lot of good choices you can make.
Yeah. Solar Crest is certainly always a powerful option, and They've stolen the blink, so maybe Rubik can get something done here, but it's still really hard. I think their easier targets are, of course, people like the Bane and the Tusk, but even them, both of them have nice escape options.
Yeah, the ward put in the camp, just again short of the sentry, so it's been 2 games in a row. They've been successfully able to block their big from the Radiant. That's been huge, both games.
I feel like it's so devastating, and the Alk has to know. I mean, you have to know that someone's purposely doing this so that you don't bomb. I'm a little surprised the supports didn't see it, but of course, you know, there's rarely time between games for that type of thing, so just... Even though the kill score is even, it's very clear that Navi is getting a lot more out of the nap. Dendi already has his Desolator. Tusk working again towards that mech. Clinks goes Helm of the Dominator. So he's going, I believe, the I dominate the creep, I eat the creep, look at my damage soar build.
Interesting build. Obviously they probably wanted an alternate solution to just going the Deso route.
I'm a little bit surprised. It's not one we've seen in competitive for a while, although Clink's not really a hero we see that much, it feels. Do you really get that much extra damage from this?
Yeah, it's really significant, and also it makes your health shoot up significantly. Yeah. As they're gonna try to engage on Roach.
It looks like it. We've got the Nightmare onto Trixie though, and there's gonna be no hookshot coming out. Again, he would somehow going between the heroes there, but a really nice cogs. Sonic Wave does come down, gets a lot of people low. They are getting a nice cooldown as well. They've burnt the Aegis, they've killed off the Tusk as well. If they can pick off Axmo, but I think that his blink will be coming off of cooldown, and even if it won't, he's just gonna walk away. Trixie quickly falling in that Fiend's Grip, and now Nempi again, the only one left alive. He's trying to run away, but he's gonna have to turn and fight or die. Throws an unstable concoction with the loss of his life, and there is the first team wipe of the game going in Navi's favor.
Yeah, you know, the Clockwork has so much pressure on him. He basically can't miss. And you've seen like the 2 fights, he misses his hook, and then it's a disaster.
Yeah. I think that again, when the Aegis goes down, it's something where I don't think it's very easy to fight into the Aegis, so I'm a little bit surprised they took that engagement, maybe hoping people were low from taking Roshan.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking that with the amount of catch-up, like the snowball, the shards, the sleep, and maybe they weren't sure where Clinks or the Queen of Pain were, but they just thought, we can't really retreat, so let's try and hope for the best.
Now, I know this might sound crazy, but it's definitely at the point in the game where you know you've got TA traps everywhere, you know you need to regain control of your jungle. Do you just desperately try to save up for a gem, take it out, do a dewarding pulse, put it back in your base?
They could try to do that, but Navi has been really good at controlling their part of the map, but I think what Stark could maybe do is, and what was successful last game is Nephi was farming their side of the map, like over here, and there weren't even Navi didn't really have wards on that side, so maybe he can actually farm safely in Navi's jungle again.
So maybe they just have to dodge, and it's something where I definitely think when you're behind like this, the Alk not doing as poorly as last game, but he's still 3,000 net worth behind Dendi, who is huge. I mean, this is why everybody loves Dendi's Templars, Dendi's mid. I feel like it's something when Nempi just has to say, look, we're going to lose towers. Oh, they go for the hookshot, point blank on Dichira. What was Dichira doing there? Trixie, there's a heal coming out, but Dichira, they have nothing to slow him, and I don't think they have detection around here. Where is the dust? Alk has popped to that chemical rage, and maybe Dendi's going to be the one to go down. His Aegis was burned in the last team fight, so that's a huge kill for them. And Alchemist being involved there, always a good thing. Gyro actually getting the last hit, so suddenly things looking a little bit better, but Stark is still well at a 10,000 net worth deficit. So I don't think they can actually even get this tier 2, and it looks like Nempi is doing casual vitality booster into Radiant again. And while there is no Dendi, I would not doubt that the lineup of Navi with a Sonic Wave going to be coming out here, they could certainly kill people. But instead, the Weave is thrown around. Nempi's being Fiend's gripped up. He does hit with the Sonic Wave, and OK Sia uses the Shallow Grave on himself instead of the carry. But they manage to turn around to Soneko. Can they catch out Dichira as well? The Dazzle goes down in the backline. The Dust does come out and hit him, and now they're backing out, trying to make sure Boogie is okay. And Balix, one hit from those Searing Arrows, doing almost a third of his health. I mean, I would have to say I feel like Stark won that team fight, but really, really rough.
Yeah, they won by just a little bit. You still don't like to see the Alchemist die.
Oh goodness. Trixie, he's gone in with the hook shot. He doesn't have dust or anything, so now he's just standing in the cogs with Deecher Raw. And a little bit surprised Deecher didn't turn around and just auto-attack on him. Of course, that would have made him visible and able to take the battery assault.
Yeah, as Trixie is going for the mech. It's definitely a little bit better. Not amazing, but I feel like there's going to be opportunities for Stark to take again these types of fight where they just pick somebody off in bad position, and that's what they have to do to survive the onslaught of TA and Clinks.
Speaking about the onslaught of TA and Clinks, Na'Vi has 2 smokes at the ready whenever they feel like taking them, while Stark have used all of theirs. So it's entirely possible. They actually have, oh no, they haven't used them, they've just bought them out. Both Valix and OKC are holding on to those, so there's still some possibilities, but you have to back like behind your tower because you don't know where TA traps are.
Yeah. So let's see what I think he's gonna go by. Yeah, he's bought his relic. Alchemist finally has his relic.
I mean, he went for the Radiance again. I don't think it's awful. I just am scared that there won't be enough space this game, and Trixie actually trying to make something happen on the bottom lane, but again, it seems like a dangerous place to be fighting when their tier 1 is so close and you don't have anywhere that your allies can TP to. And Quap almost has an Aghanims.
Well, it's pretty late, so
I don't know. I feel like the Quap is farming just fine, and also Dendi is huge. What do you go next? A BKB to make sure you can't be locked down in any of these fights, take any damage from the gyrocopter?
Yes, really that's a good option, but she might feel like they want to wait for the next Aegis to fight, so she could afford to go pure damage because she has a second life at that point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see another Chrysalis coming out, as you said. It does feel like they've got a lot of options on Na'Vi and not so many on the lineup of Stark. And because they're being starved out again, they are falling swiftly. We're already at 10,000 net worth lead, 12,000 experience lead for Na'Vi.
But Alchemist is going to get his relic, so at that point, you know, we never really know what's going to happen. I don't think they should defend the bottom T2 tower, because that's really awful tower to defend. You sort of don't have the high ground advantage on your own tower. Yeah. So they might want to try to take a fight at the T2 mid, or even just wait out to be in the base.
I completely agree, and I think it's something where if the Alt could instead be farming, you'd be happy, but at the same time, Dendi is smoked up, he is chasing after someone to slaughter. They have all gone slightly north. I don't think Na'Vi has any vision of this, but they might still be able to catch them out. Everybody's smoked up, Dendi getting really close to finding Trixie, and they should be able to determine where that rocket came from. They're just off the mark, it's nighttime, and nobody is seeing anyone. But with Stark showing themselves up top, showing that they want to go for the push here, while this tower is low, I don't think Stark have the ability to go for it. And Trixie, he is going to use that cogs and TP out, and the rest of Stark are going to follow.
Yeah, but this is really good movement from Stark, as that previously Na'Vi didn't really have vision of their own part of the map, so the Alchemist kind of used that to go farm there, and now, you know, that movement bought themselves a good 2-3 minutes of just more stalling and farming.
Yeah, and it's something where 2 to 3 minutes with an Alchemist in the game actually makes a lot of difference, so it's really not to be underestimated how much impact that can potentially have. Mm-hmm. So, Alk is trying to farm the jungle quick as he can, and up top, Feature Raw, he's got a BKB.
This is gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too much we can say about that. I don't think Stark really have much that goes through BKB, and their physical damage isn't there yet. Gyrocopter has an ultimate orb, not the Sanjin Yasha. I guess just deciding that I am not sure, because I feel like the few things, I guess you can want to dodge quite a few things here, but you need to be really high skill for that. Nempi manages to turn around and hit Dendi in the face with that stun, but at the same time Dendi is coming with a Deso, and Nempi trying to juke, but I think he's going to go down. Sonic Wave committed, but of course, with the Aghanims up, that's no big deal.
Well, he managed to buy out before he died, so I suppose that's something. Meanwhile, Data takes up top tower.
Yep, and just teach her all things. Foaming all over the place, getting huge. I mean, while I definitely wanted to see this go to a game 3, it's really looking like Stark not quite having an easy way back into it, and also not quite having a game plan.
Yeah, they look like they might want to engage on the bottom T1 tower, as they see Suneko in the mid lane, so they might think that's a good time, but Navi backs out immediately.
Yeah, we can see here they don't have much vision, and Roshan about to respawn, so that makes it really rough for the lineup of Stark. And I do feel like, sorry way to say this, I feel like the Clockwork Mech is a nice idea, but I don't know how much it's going to help you. I mean, obviously getting the Guardian Greaves up would be great. You're against a minus armor strat. When your heroes are below 20% health, you get that 15 armor bonus and 15 health regen bonus, but right now, not looking like he's going to be getting that for another 15 minutes, you know? And I don't know where you get Falm in this game.
I think it looks like they want to contest the Roshan. They know Suneko's still not there, or there for quite some time. But I think Navi are doing a good job of being patient and waiting for their teammates to be there.
How do you even contest this Roshan as Stalk, though? Oh goodness, Nempi, he's taking a lot of damage in the Fiend's Grip with the Meld Strike. He is down. The hookshot coming out too late to cancel the Fiend's Grip. And now Trixie, he's the one in the danger zone. He's going to get Shallow Graved up, ensuring the TP out. But oh gosh, OKC needs to go as well. TA trapped to see some vision, and they have gotten themselves an easy Roshan and 2 kills to boot. It's feeling inevitable that Navi takes this game.
Yeah, when you said, how do you contest this Roshan, I wanted to say, I guess you don't, but
it doesn't feel like it was possible either way. While they do have some good team fight in the pit, cooldown underwhelming at this point in the game, where members of Navi are so strong and also have things like BKBs up on the Clinks, who also now has a Chrysalis. Swap has a casual ultimate orb, probably going to be a sheep stick, maybe a Lincoln's to stop her getting stunned a bit instead of going the BKB route. And, you know, Tusk, he does have the mech in base, so that's just going to help their team siege even more.
Yeah, I think they wanted to go because they saw 2 of the Navi heroes not being with them, but then Navi was very patient and backed out. At that point, probably Stark should have backed out, but they didn't.
Yeah. We were 15 net worth behind on the lineup of Stark, and over 20, almost 20,000 experience behind, and that's really rough. They blow a smoke, hoping to catch the Clinks out, but no such luck, and Quap, Axmo just gonna take their bottom tower while she's at it.
No, this is not looking good.
A Sonic Wave coming out from their lineup, Axmo just casually using that, because you can as a Quap, and weird lines being drawn on the map, but it's Navi, I think, saying, hey, we've got an Aegis for probably another 4 minutes now, a little under. Let's make sure we clear out that last tier 2, which is actually going to get denied. We can siege high ground, so probably feeling very ready to do that.
Yep, this is... Well, you know, when Alchemist and Radiance and Stark kind of have a pretty good high ground defense, you never know what's going to happen. I think in theory you shouldn't be able to screw up that game, but I think we've seen a lot of, not to generalize too much, but CIS teams like have a player completely go out of position and die right before the fight.
Yeah, it is true that we often see folks overextend, and we'll see if it will be an example, but it looks like the members of Stark are going to get out. They also really only expended a stun on their end, no big ults committed. So, everything should be ready for this. Oh, excellent. This should be a nice team fight, and we'll see whether Stark can pull it out. It's going to be probably one of the last of the game, since if they lose this team fight, it is an easy set of racks coming from Navi, have that Deso, and they actually back out into the jungle. I'm not sure if Navi are worried about this team fight as well, or just want to, you know, look for certain items. Templar Assassin has the BKB, Alt Styles finished up the Glimmer Cape, Tusk has now all the items that he'd been holding in his stash for so long because someone else was a courier hog.
Yeah. I believe they backed out because Axmo had completely no mana, so he went out to refuel.
Yeah.
So they felt they couldn't push without the Queen of Pain being full.
This is nice for Stalk. It gives them, as we talked about, a few more moments to farm. The Manta, of course, being finished on the Gyrocopter, saw that last fight. Blink Dagger is up on Valix on the Rubik. Out of nowhere, a lot of these heroes trying to make something out of nothing. And Alchemist, it looks like he's going to go Octarine before he gets the Manta. Generally, the Manta, the one you pick up first, is what I've seen. But, you know, maybe him deciding that he needs more Acid Spray uptime.
Yeah, I think he wants it for the defense and also not get caught out without Chemical Rage.
Yep. So, yeah, it puts that thing onto basically... Yeah, it's gonna be only down for about 6 seconds now, the Chemical Rage. Probably 7, actually, but that's fantastic. So, let's see whether this high ground siege is coming now. Dendi, he's got the refractions up. He may just wait until they're close to being able to be refreshed, or just the creep wave that's coming in right about now, and they'll start pounding away on creeps. So, for Stark, do you have an idea of how, oh goodness, never mind, Dendi is going in immediately. The Shallow Grave used Trixie. He has used the hook shot, but they pop themselves in the snowball, completely avoiding any of the cooldown damage. That actually hit on none of Navi's heroes, but Seneko is in deep. Art Style might be the next to fall if he's not careful there, and they do manage to get both of those. Dendi is also standing stunned on the other side. He blinks away finally, but a bit of a weird engagement, and that's what we were talking about. An overextension could put this lineup of Stark in a really good place, and since they're so far behind, that was a big set of kills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Seneko wanted to do a good move by dodging all the AoE damage, but then he ended up killing him and his teammates, and now Navi can't push. And it gives Stark another 3 minutes.
Yep, and they're going for some more. They've got a lift onto Axmo. Can they get her? Yes, they can. Queen of Pain goes down. 500 gold bounty their way. Gyrocopter very happy to be picking that up, and suddenly this Gyrocopter, I mean, he's still not doing so great. He's still 4,000 net worth behind Dendi, but he is picking up.
And that's always super dangerous for a hero like Alchemist.
Oh, they've got more going in. Dendi, of course, does have that BKB, and Boogie's like, no, I don't want to fight you. I remember now why I was running away, but it is going to be that 9-second BKB for Dendi, and just missing the hook shot. They wanted to keep going for it, understanding that the BKB was coming off cooldown, but now Nemphy. Okay, it looks like DJ Raw has no interest in fighting either.
Yeah, he's got that Daedalus now, so, oh boy, Boogie might be dead.
Yeah, Boogie Fiend scripted up, going to just fall immediately. He does have buyback, but that was rough to watch.
That certainly feels discouraging after the excellent couple of isolated fights that start just there.
Yeah. So we'll be seeing Valix doing... I mean, he's got a Ghost Scepter and a Blink Dagger. Maybe he can make something happen there. Trixie standing still a little bit, pinging out mad stuff. He gets forced up forward. That's not where he wanted to be. He does have a mech. He manages to get it off, but the Shallow Grave even needed. And now Valix, that is his Blink forwards. There's going to be a cooldown. It's going to connect on at least one. But Trixie brought down by the Sonic Wave. And now people all up in their base. Boogie is trying to fight. Has used that buyback. DJ Raw actually taking a mass amount of damage. And Seneko ends up going down. They throw out an unstable concoction. It'll connect onto Axmo despite the blink away. And... 1 for 1, you know, you didn't get the offlaner, but you got something and you've defended your racks, but unfortunately you did use the Gyrocopter buyback.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really, really good play by Seneko. He's the one who forced off Trixie forward. So that was a neat little trick right there.
Yeah, just getting a lot of work done in general, and really impressed by this lineup. I mean, Seneko, I believe, viewed as one of the more solid of Navi's players, despite the roster changes. So, really nice to see him still shining.
Yeah, but just starting to look a little bit better for Stark. Gyrocopter is finally getting up there in terms of numbers, so it's good to see for the Finnish team.
Yeah. And Octarine finished not the best farm there, and oh, they gotta catch out Alt Style. They have a ward right on top of him. Hookshot hits this time, and Alt Style, he is going down, exploding to lots of gold for Dazzle, actually. So that's something that not maybe the best. Slowly but surely. I mean, oh, as I say that, Never mind, just casual scream that was coming out of Rubik, in fact, I'm guessing was, yeah, that was what I was hearing.
Dieter might want to go on MP top.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna go for it. He almost 3-shot him. Can he get it? He needs one more, and Nempi needs backup, but it looks like Dichiro is gonna back on that way out, and Nempi regenning because of Chemical Rage. I feel like Navi, despite a couple of troubles sieging uphill, they're just gonna take Roshan, wait it out, and they're still gaining net worth even after those few stumbles. They're still gaining net worth and experience.
Yeah, they're still probably gonna be fine, but I feel like the talk is sort of king on them. As much as strong as Klinks and Templar Assassin are right now, they tend to fall off in the ultra late game.
Yeah, they're certainly not heroes. Well, I mean, Gyro pulls off ultra late game, I feel like, as well, just because he only has 6 flat cannon shots at over 30 seconds. You have to kill everyone in those 6 shots.
Yeah, that's might be where the Alchemist takes over at that point. I guess that's what you hope for, and start pumping out Ags. I know, it's not a super ultra common pickup as usually that hero can farm it, but the Aghanims on Dazzle is actually an insane item.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best Aghanims upgrades out there, and we just don't get to see it because, as you said, Dazzle, like, he's played as a support. He will go for Glimmer Capes, maybe a Solar Crest over that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's just really, when you go into the ultra late game, Alchemist items, they basically often they just have buyback all the time because he has money. He's buying money. He's making items for other people too. Yeah. So everybody always has buyback, and it's a really dangerous game.
And also, while this Alchemist, he's a long way from being able to start stuffing those Aghanim. He's actually not going for the Manta. I feel like that's an interesting choice.
Soul Caress. I think he knows that he can't afford to take all the minus armor damage, so he's going for AC to help his teammates as well.
But I feel like
that's gonna be the good choice.
Oh, here comes Axmo, going to start with a Shadow Strike. There's a lot of backup here, but Dendi looking to kill that backup off immediately. So there is a Shallow Grave coming out in OKC, and he's suddenly going to fall. Dendi's fighting an illusion, so they've gotten one, and it looks like they might be able to get 2 as Trixie is going down. Hookshot already expended. Desperately tries to TP out, but it's not going to work. I think... I have no idea where that went down. Did you see?
No, did not see. Oh, what?
Where the Dias Courier went down? I feel like I'm really confused as to what could have killed it because nobody from Stalk was really outside their base.
Yeah, maybe it got killed by creeps standing still?
Yeah, but
don't know.
The only creeps that were out a little bit were in top lane. So I'm still confused, but either way, it's not too important. We're going to be having a quick Roshan picked up by Templar Assassin, and I think this is all Navi needs to see to the high ground, especially if they can make sure that Dendi takes the brunt of the assault from Stalk.
Let's start. Not quite finished. The Gyrocopter's trying to make a Scotty, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there right before the fight. He still needs that point booster.
I think it's a really interesting choice of what to go next. It definitely gives you a bit of damage, and it gives you a bit of tank up, but it's not...
He needs 100 gold for it now. He only needs the Orb of Venom.
Does mean he has no buyback. I mean, he can sell his Aquila. He's trying to be greedy and keep it. He can also sell his Town Portal Scroll, because I feel like you're about to defend your base. You don't need one of those.
I think he's gonna buy it about now.
Yep. And there we go. There is the Scotty that we're going to be seeing out. Alk is now working on that Manta, but we have an engagement. OKC again going to go down. They need this Dazzle. He manages to drop the Weave, and Sonic Wave is expended. That may actually be just enough time, because maybe the co-op doesn't want to engage while his Sonic Wave is down, and Dazzle's, because he's so low level, only about that long on his life.
As we see the Scotty coming out on the Clinks as well, I think he was trying to go Dior that, but that seems like a very greedy attempt to go at that moment.
Yep, So instead, we're going to be seeing the siege coming in. Dendi can just stand up there, pound away at the range racks or melee, whatever he's into. He does a lot of damage, and yeah, we're going to be seeing them go for it. Quap actually being the one who is sieging, and other than the acid spray that's about to be thrown down again, they don't seem to have much to go. Oh goodness, the Rack's taking a lot of damage. DJ Raw has an unstable concoction thrown at him, but of course he has a BKB, which I imagine will be popped pretty soon. BKB going out on DJ Raw, taking a little bit of damage from the gyro, but of course none of his magical damage not doing anything. This Rax is being lost. A big, long, unstable concoction and a cooldown to zone them out, but it doesn't feel like it's enough, and melee Rax is down. Another unstable concoction being charged by Nempi. He just kind of is throwing these out. I don't see a way they can stop this, and Dendi, of course, still has the Aegis. Range Rax, so much easier to get than melee, and it's gone.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Stark can't.
Oh, they're going through the hold, and they are maybe going to be able to kill off Axmo. He's put into the snowball. Rubik is already dead, and Dendi just pounding away at people. Rugi has the shallow grave up, but what else can he do? They managed to burn the Aegis, but he doesn't have buyback, and now again, just like last game, Nempi against the world has a little bit of help from the Dazzle. He's just going to be throwing unstable concoctions and acid sprays when he can, but if they're not careful, Axmo may come in and kill them all. So it's looking like this is going to be finally the end of this game. Rubik has bought back, but again, such a hard hold, and they're 2 racks down. They throw out the unstable concoction. The hook shot, a really weird interaction there, but we're going to be seeing Seneko. He's going to be lifted. He's probably going to go down. Radiance burning away at him, and now Trixie almost 2-shot there, and Nempi, oh, he throws out the stun. I think you actually try to fight into that, but with Dendi coming back up, seems like a bad decision. This Rax, it's gonna be falling quickly. Can they keep it alive somehow? No, it's done. And yeah, we're gonna be seeing, oh, the Rax actually still alive somehow. The mischance from the Radiance doing work. Didn't think I'd say that this game. Oh, but here comes Dendi. He's going in. Nempi taking quite a bit of damage. They have Dendi. His refractions all gone. Can they take out the raid boss himself? But no, he just turns around BKBs. Trixie's suddenly taking a lot of damage. The Alk doesn't have buyback despite being an alchemist. The Scream coming out onto Trixie as well. And Balix with no telekinesis can't even get people into the fountain. They can just go for top as well. And instead, they're just going for the tier 4s. They're ending the game on Navi. Looking like it's going to be a 2-0 for them, and they will be the ones advancing to the Starladder group stages. And I know Stark isn't considered one of the best teams right now, but it does look like, oh, we have a hookshot. Never mind, action's never going to stop. A cooldown as well, but Glimmer Cape greatly reducing that damage. Scotty going to finish him off. Bane buys back. And Catapult working on the tier 4s. Just casually. Getting rid of those.
This is looking pretty rough.
I mean, I was gonna say, I think Navi showing, apart from a little bit of diving, they're showing that they're really strong here. And I don't know if it's just that Stark is also one of maybe the lower teams in their group, but it does, Navi's performance here really good.
Yeah, definitely feels after the first engagement they sort of learned from it, and they learned to be more controlled aggression. They do seem to have a lot of cohesion for a team that's only been playing together for one game now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, sure, as you said, obviously there's some core members of Navi, and a lot of these players have played together before, but it is nice to see them. Oh goodness, we have a 4-star 4 with a lot of 4-stars all over the place. Trixie, he's going to take a lot of damage there. He's turned into a piggy shallow grave already applied, but Seneko may be the one going down, and finally they kill him off. Trixie actually still alive to Scream. Not in the right position. Axmo taking a lot of damage, doesn't have another blink for 2 more seconds. Can he stay alive? He manages to get out. Glimmer Cape saving his life as well, and while all of that's happening, Clinks is going, killing off their racks. Ancient is under attack by these creeps. Trixie not having a good idea of whether he should be defending the Ancient or trying to fight into it, and I think Stark maybe giving it their last stand. Clink's just pounding away at creeps. There's going to be a 1-shot and a Fiend's Grip onto the Dazzle, and suddenly Stark realizing they need to protect this Ancient because it is falling quickly, already down to 3/4 of its health. But now the Clinks, he's just auto-attacking everybody down. Trixie taking a lot of damage from both sides. He's going to fall. There's going to be Nempi going down. Shallow Grave delaying that. Dendi finally falls. DJ Raw, can they catch him out as well? He is taking huge amounts of damage. Boogie is a piggy, and it looks like Odd Style gonna take a stun. Valix managing to not die just through the Ghost Scepter. Somehow they've held. And just as we were complimenting Navi's play, we do see a little bit of a lack of discipline coming out from them.
Yeah, that's almost a 15,000 experience change in that one fight. Holy moly.
Yeah, and with that, we'll be seeing that still some of the heroes on stock do not have their level 3 ultimates.
Alright, I was trying to play be positive.
Yeah. But yeah, it's something where suddenly they have an influx of gold. If you're any hero that has to defend against Megas, being a gyrocopter seems like a nice thing to be.
Yeah, definitely. Alchemists can also defend multiple lanes just with the Radiance.
So, looking still very good for Na'Vi. They were almost 30,000 gold ahead. They're now a little bit less, but of course still a dominating lead. I mean, we can look at the stats for this. Probably less than 1% of teams win against that big of a lead. And Boogie, he's out here. He's getting rolled into. He'll get Warriors punched up and then the forced off and then probably blink away. Seneko also has Guardian Greaves, so even if Boogie was able to get him low, it's one of those things where you're regenning up a bunch. Okay, is it rapier time? I feel like it's been rapier time for this gyro.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how
time.
Okay, I'm not sure how he farms it, but it's like rapier time times 5.
Yeah, I think he's going rapier time. I think that's what we're gonna see. He's gonna pick up the Sacred Relic from the Secret Shop right now, and that is what he does.
Yeah.
Rapier time.
Now, I'm still not sure that it is enough damage. Obviously, they were doing a good job in that last defense, but it did feel like Na'Vi just completely overextended, and they were able to take advantage of that. I don't know if that's going to happen twice. As I say that, we see a telekinesis onto Axmo as the hook shot onto the creep wave. Unfortunately, the timing not quite right. I want to take a look around at some items as well to just point out, because Na'Vi is very far ahead and they have a lot of good stuff coming out. Forced offs, of course, what's been causing the shenanigans involving Trixie. We've got Seneko with those Guardian Greaves and the Vlad, so his team hits even harder. Dendi has Deso full Daedalus, MKB, just so now he doesn't have to worry about that mischance. And oh goodness, we have an engagement. Warriors punch up. They're catching out Poogie. I don't think he has buyback.
He does not.
Yeah, and nobody actually in this game has buyback, so Oddstyle may fall here, except for the Quaff, of course, and if Oddstyle goes down, this is going to be a nice little thing for them, but at the same time, Dazzle dies in the top lane. Not quite sure how that happens, and now Dendi comes in, immediately killing off these illusions. They're going in for the racks once again. Trixie, he's trying to zone them using the cogs, but it doesn't quite hit, and Dichira, he gets the range racks. There's going to be more snowballing in. He 3-shots Trixie. Doesn't get a crit there, but now Trixie does end up going down. There's going to be the return to Fiend's Grip from Valix, but it's immediately cancelled, and Nemphy, he's trying to fight here, but he is being destroyed, and the shards block him from getting back into his base with no buybacks. That's our GG. And a quick 2-0, Na'Vi showing that they're strong, but still, I think, a good game all around.
Yeah. Came down to a few misplays here and there, but pretty tight game overall.
Yeah. So, well done to Na'Vi. They will be the ones advancing further in the Starladder tournament. They will be going into playoffs, which will be happening